Greetings everyone, it's Shabbat here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So yes, we are. You know what? I did what I did. Said ugh, I did what I said I was going to do. There we go, and we are back with Power Wash. Oh my god, I cannot word this morning, which is really weird. Usually I'm okay at wording, not brilliant at wording. I'm not quite coherent or sufficient at wording, and I'm just rambling now. But anyway, back with Power Wash Simulator, and we have and I did what I said I was going to do. We've completely cleaned up this place except for one area, which is a nice easy area for us to clean, and we are just gonna sort this out now, and we can get that nice little. So I'm just gonna tap the volume for myself so I can so I can hear myself clean. Honestly, I am enjoying this game, but a stage like this is actually really frustrating just because it can be so difficult because there's like loads of little tiny bits and bobs. Like when you're dealing with the climbing frame, there's all these little like struts and the slats and just all the tiny little bits that are just so annoying to clean. But we are done. Look at that. I love it. I do love seeing like you can see me do the outside now. It's just there we go. Let's continue. So we're going to do the golf cart quickly because that's going to be a nice quick job, and I feel like I deserve a quick job after doing a job that felt like it took like 2 hours. Shipping it did take about 2 hours. So something just nice, quick, and something just nice and quick. Completely ruin the mayor's. I think it's the mayor's. Completely ruin the mayor's golf cart, and again, this isn't so bad because it doesn't feel like every inch of it is necessarily covered in filth, which is the problem I had with the park, and I can imagine it's going to be the problem going forward for a lot of this game. It's just constant, like, I just feel like I'm going to be constantly just like trying to find needle in a haystack cleaning situations, and I kind of wish it wasn't like that, or you could, particularly for the career mode. If in the career mode, it wasn't like every single little nook and cranny is like covered. And I mean, it could then create like, I don't know. I'm now thinking about like there being like a randomizer for this, where it kind of randomizes the dirt a little bit, but the only reason why I'm not why I kind of would want something like that is because then it means that certain jobs just don't feel like they take as long. You're not like spending ridiculous amounts of time. So what do I need to? Oh wait, I can see that there's. Oh yeah, trusty dirt vision. Dirt vision, show me your crimes. There we go. So it's the chassis. I've just got to do two of the tires. I still need to do part of the windshield. Really? I thought I got the windshield. There we go. There we go. Nice and easy. Ah, feels good. That being said, I say it's not filthy. It is filthy. Sweet John producers. I am going to do the bungalow next. There we go. That took me like 3 minutes, not even that. Oh no. I can okay. This looks pretty bad, but I can see this not being too terrible. Only because only because but yeah, I'm not quite sure what my plan is going forward now with particularly Powerwash Simulator, because I'll probably keep playing this for a bit. Do I want to finish it? Kind of. Finishing games is sort of becoming something that I really want to do, but do I see myself finishing this? I'll probably play. There might be a bit where I play a fair bit of it in my own time again, and just like again, it might be that I start jobs, and depending on what the job is and how much needs to be done, it might be that I turn around and sort of say, okay, hey, you know what? This job is a 2-episode job. I'll do that. I'll do the whole thing. Or like with the park, it might be okay. You know, there's a decent like half an hour's worth of chore cleaning those rugs. Honestly, it was awful. But satisfying. Satisfying once it's clean. You begin to forget how dirty it is after a while. How dirty it was, should I say? Yeah, keep on dirt on. Oh yeah, there's still so much dirt. Come on. Really? Problem is, it's always like some of it is always like the edging of it, and it's like the tiniest little bits, and it's. And I know I could probably be cleaning more efficiently if I combine soap and water, but I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't even have the soap attachment for this this cleaner, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Um, okay. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, okay. So the gutter is just like, yeah, it's gonna be the entire gutter, not the not just the gutter drain. I don't know what do you call that? It's just part of the gutter, isn't it? Yeah, nice clean garage door. And some of the things I'm excited for coming up. Obviously, new Zelda, mentioned that previously. Prime, yes, we finally got some news. Ah, goddamn. Yeah, I mean, again, I caught up more with the direct. Again, someone watching the trailers. At this point, I probably won't. I can't be bothered. Just reading the news is more than enough. Uh, I never actually played the Phoenix Wright Investigations game, even though I kind of thought it would be kind of cool, but I never got around to it. Again, the DS era. It was a DS game, wasn't it? It wasn't 3DS. Now I don't remember. DS era is a bit of a blur for me actually because there was so much that came out, and I was also um, working a lot. Well, hang on a minute, when did the DS come out? Because I remember getting it with birth. Well, great story for how I got my original classic DS, which is sadly in no state for play. Um, I got a load of money for my birthday. I said load of money. I got enough money for my birthday to buy one. So I went to a local electronics store. Not game store, electronics store, because I tried the game store, they didn't have any because they were sold out. Because, you know, that's kind of what happens with Nintendo stuff, it just sells. And so I remember going into this electronics store. I sort of say to the people at the counter, oh, you know, I'd like to buy a DS. They sort of say, well, yeah, I was like, well, can I just buy the console on its own? It's like, well, no, I'm really sorry. All you can do is buy it in this in a bundle that comes with one additional game. And I'm like, but I don't have enough money for the bundle. I was short by like, it must have been like 20 quid. And £20. And as I'm there, being like, oh, what do I do? There's this guy who comes in to the store and he's like, hey, I just won like massive on like the slots. He's carrying this like duffel bag of £1 coins. Now, actually, looking back at it, I'd be super suspicious of this. if I was working there, I would have been super suspicious of this. But he comes in, he's like, yeah, I won big, yeah, and he sees me because I was at the counter at the time as he was coming in, and he asked, "Well, was everything all right?" It's like, "Yeah, I want to buy a DS, but I'm like 20 quid short." And he's like, "Hey, I won big on the slots. I'll give you the 20 quid. You get your DS." So, because of someone's random act of kindness, that's how I got my original DS. And I do remember as I was leaving the store with my new DS with, Super Mario 3D, Super Mario 64 DS. I'm leaving with that, and I think it's the Atari collection. Just because I think the other thing on there was the Sprung, which was the dating game, which, now I would probably give that a shot. I don't know. That certainly wasn't like within the interest, within the interests of like youthful 13-year-olds. 13? Is that 13? I don't know. 14? I can't quite remember. Either way, Kid Sam was not interested in dating games. Again, I probably would have tried it as a curiosity now, particularly if I didn't really have to pay for it. The Atari collection was a bit meh. I think I only ever played it like a couple of times. It just wasn't like. It just didn't feel good. It had something to do with the touchscreen. How because the games are split between the screens, and I think like well-made DS games they kind of compensate for that gap between the screens. I feel so if you're playing, let's say Pong, and it goes between the screens, then it treats. I want to say there are versions of that game which treat this like that gap between the screens as like play space, so the ball will still move in the anticipated direction. So you have to preempt it a little bit, but it's easy enough to do. It's a very easy visual thing to do. I may be completely wrong. I might be talking rubbish. I mean, I usually do, but so I didn't really play a whole lot of those Atari games. And then what else happened with the DS? I mean, took it with me to university. I remember I took it with me to university. Why would I not? And I say it's in a fit state to play. It's all right. One of the hinges is cracked. It still like functions, but it kind of it can, when you open it up, the screen wobbles a little bit at a slightly jaunty angle. And oh, Mum keeps messaging me. They're getting really excited. Look at how good it's with how it's looking. It sounds like it's going great. But, oh god, I can't read. We know this. But yeah. So I remember I was in my dorm. I got my DS out of my bag, and I just like chucked it onto the bed. Not like a eat kind of chuck. Just the sort of like, oh, I'm just gonna like pass this over to my bed. And as I did, that's when it happened. It just the hinge just kind of cracked, and I was just like, what? This DS has been through the freaking wars with me, and that was. I mean, it's probably years of play and degradation that did it, but it's always quite interesting sometimes when the straw that breaks the camera's back is one of the least like physically intensive things you do with it. You see, what's interesting here is like as I'm cleaning this is actually going by a lot quicker than I thought it would. Though I imagine once I get to the roof thing, it's going to take forever. Is there anything in the back garden? No. You see, I would have almost expected like this fence to also be just like absolutely gross. But it's not. It's just a building. That's nice. But yeah, it's yeah. And here, here I thought this was going to take me like a little bit longer than I thought. No, this one's actually a job that's like, yeah, this is taking a reasonable amount of time. I feel like I chose poorly. Uh, porch roof, porch posts. Yeah, so. And then I'm trying to think. I went for a couple. Did I go for a couple of 3DSs? I'm trying to remember now. I had the no, I didn't actually. I had my original black 3DS, and then I remember getting the Majora's Mask 3DS XL because goddamn was I gonna get that. That There's always the problem when you're a an early adopter of like new consoles. You unless you really want to dip into it, you miss out on some really nice like special edition consoles. But the advantage of me being an early adopter of the 3DS was I was part of the ambassador program. I can't quite remember. I think they promised something kind of, and then they kind of failed on that promise. So they said, "Hey, you know what we'll do then is early adopters of the 3DS. We're gonna give you a whole bunch of like retro games for free, Game Boy Advance games. I remember, um, but I can't remember why they did that now. It was a price cut, wasn't it? I think that's what it was. They'd reduced the price of it by a significant margin, and they kind of said, "Well, those who bought like early 3DSs, you know, we feel your pain. We kind of scammed you, so have something, have something from us." I want to say it was. I remember there being Game Boy Advance games. There might have been Super Nintendo ones. Was that Super Nintendo ads? An original Nintendo? Ooh, oh, I don't remember. But it was really nice. I remember having, yeah, just Game Boy Advance games on my, and I can't remember now if they even did Virtual Console Game Boy Advance games. I don't think they did because no, they yeah, because the DS was not backwards compatible to the Game Boy Advance in terms of like cartridge slots. So I remember playing Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. One of my favourite Fire Emblems, just because it was because it's easy. No, it's a good Fire Emblem. It's pretty solid. It's a good pretty decent entry level Fire Emblem. Not as good an entry level Fire Emblem as Awakening. If you've never played Fire Emblem, pick up Awakening or play Awakening. That is a perfect entry level Fire Emblem game. And yeah, so I'm playing that on there. Though by that point, I played Sacred Stone so much on my GBA that playing it was a bit of a can I really be bothered to try and like, I don't want to say 100% it, but there was definitely an element that was a bit of a slog at that point. Oh damn, we are just flying through this job, aren't we? I think what else there was. There might have been like, one. No, wait, no, it's Super Mario Advance, one of those, because so many of those. But it was nice. Though it was like ages before we got all that stuff. It was like, hey, we're gonna give you this stuff. Okay, but when? When are we gonna get it? I don't mean to sound impatient, Nintendo, but when? Give me my free stuff. The next on my agenda, I've been playing a lot of Doom. Mostly because retro achievements. Retro achievements is become like one of my favourite things ever, and also one of the things I hate. Absolutely hate, despise it. I'll put this in equal measure. And the annoying thing is, the lists are created by users. So there's no real consistency with like for like games. And actually, what's really interesting is the Sega Saturn version of Doom doesn't have a list. All the other ports do, but the Sega Saturn version doesn't. So originally, I was going to just play Doom 2, the the version that's most readily available. I believe it's a Unity port, effectively. But we're not going to do that. We're going to play through the Sega Saturn version because clearly I enjoy suffering. Particularly because that's Ultimate Doom as well. It's not just that's Ultimate Doom and Doom 2, which is going to be. I've been playing the PlayStation version. Let's get ourselves on the roof. I've been playing the PlayStation version, which is going to be essentially the same game, just with slightly different controls. I did have to check the how it controlled, actually, because I was really worried about the Sega Saturn. I couldn't remember if it had dedicated shoulder buttons. And you might not think, why would you care about dedicated shoulder buttons? Well, I mean, come on, Sega, it is the freaking late 90s, I believe. Can't quite remember when that came out, but it's the mid to late 90s. Why no shoulder buttons? No, it does have shoulder buttons, thankfully. It just means you have a dedicated strafing buttons for a game like Doom, where strafing is like super important. I'm just glad. If I didn't have dedicated strafe, I think I would have like cried internally. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch over to my other gun. We are going to grab some cleaning fluid. Multi-purpose cleaner. I need to go up the shop. Cleaning. Let's just give the roof a nice big spray of soap. Because this will cut through some of the dirt, won't it? And then it should make it much easier for me. This is, yeah. I mean, it's still pretty thick in places, but I should probably just be able to, if I was to then go to this, we might be able to start using this wider nozzle. Yeah, that's looking good, isn't it? Oh, yeah, so obviously, how to use soap 101. How to use soap? Buy a fair amount of it, it would seem. Use it for large areas like this. I'm half hoping that I can knock out this job. Like, if I can knock out this job today, that'd be brilliant. I might go a little over time just so I can knock it out. Also, roofs aren't really supposed to support the weight of a person. Let's be brutally honest. I probably shouldn't be just like running around and jumping on someone's roof. wonder what the method statement is for my company. Unless I'm just self-employed, that's why I'm self-employed. I mean, policy documents and whatnot. Only reason why I say this is because it came up in my training that I did. It was all I did a whole bunch of training to just like general sort of safety at work and working on sites. Because I work for a construction company, don't go constructing. I just do back office stuff. Yeah, and because I think I was like, you got to have, if you've got like 5 employees or more, they need to have like health and well-being sort of things in place. You know, I'll deal with that gutter separately. Let's just keep. Like, yeah, the gutters are probably gonna be the worst part. It's the stupidly finicky part of the house. But yeah, what I'm kind of liking is I'm not having. I don't feel like I'm having to like clean everything like absolutely. I mean, I'm probably gonna get to the end of this. Actually, probably not. Just look at that bar. No, not quite. Ah, there we go. See, I didn't need to like do like huge amounts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch back to this one. Clean out this gutter. Oh, come on, that gutter has to be that gutter has to be. Yeah, there we go. I say it had to be freaking spotless. Yeah, it would seem that the smaller the item, the more which makes sense. There we go, gutter. What's left? Bricks and porch fence, porch post, posts, window fences. Oh, and then it was the port. Oh yeah, I see. I've done a bad job with this. I say bad job, terrible job. Sloppy. That's what I need to do. Gutters. Oh, of course. And porch fence. Yeah, porch fence and posts. What posts are we talking about? They're like a front porch. Um. Oh. There we go. So it's just the 2 posts, 1 post. Fence. Oh, hang on. And oh yes, it's underneath. That must also be underneath on this side. Yeah, there it is. Really? Oh, okay, between. I thought I got between these slats. Okay. Posts. Posts and gutters. I can get on back on top of the house. The gutters are on the other side and on this side, aren't they? Yeah, these two small little gutters. There we go. And one last gutter. Oh my god, we've actually, like, this is great. I feel so accomplished. Yes. Nice. Oh my word. We did that quite quickly. I'm quite happy. I'm so glad I don't get paid by the hour now. Just like completely like pressure wash someone's house in the space of 30 minutes. Nice. Not even that, it's probably about 25 when you think about it. But yes, so we got to clean the detached house next. Oh, that's gonna be fun, isn't it? But you know what? All right, so then I hope you've enjoyed yourself. There'll be links to my socials in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for welcoming. Thanks for welcoming me. Thanks for joining me. There we go. That's much better. On this episode of Powerwash Simulator. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, you can click on me right there. Over there, there'll be some other things. You can watch things where I probably make it more of a mess than I clean up. But that's, you know, that's just the way it is for most people. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I look forward to seeing you when I next do.